Hello, I hope you're well. This is going to be a book review of The Pumpkin Spice Calf by Laurie Gilmore. I saw this in Tesco's. It was a complete cover buy. I didn't know anything about it. I know this is big on TikTok, but I don't have TikTok. So I just saw the cover, thought it looked really cute and cozy. On the back it said it was about a woman called Jeannie meets this farmer called Logan, and she's starting up this calf, and that's all it said about it. So this is actually about a woman called Jeannie. Her aunt has a calf called the Pumpkin Spice Calf. It's in this very quaint American town, and her aunt decides, I'm going to go off on a cruise, and Jeannie, I want to retire, I'm going to leave the calf to you. So Jeannie is thrown in at the deep end. She has to work out how to run this calf. It already has employees, so they're helping her. There's also some weird noises happening in the back alleyway that she's worried about. She's living above the calf. She's given up her life in the city that was just driving her mental. She felt like she was working for someone else and being ground down and wasn't getting a lot out of it. So she really wants to make this cafe work. She then meets this man called Logan, who's a local farmer. He is heartbroken because his past love, a woman called Lucy, actually rejected his marriage proposal in front of the whole town, and everyone really feels sorry for him, and his parents have died and he lives with his grandparents, and she is immediately attracted to him and he's immediately attracted to her. I liked the first 100 pages. And then it got to the fall festival and it went downhill very dramatically. After the fall festival, which the town has this festival, and Logan and Laurie, Jeannie's the author's name. Logan and Jeannie, they judge the costume contest. After that point, it's non-stop, graphic, gross, very pornified sex scenes where he's like dominating her and we're supposed to think that's romantic, and I just didn't get it. I also thought it was just very gross. The scenes were very gross. And I'll tell you another thing that I've thought about more with this book is there's nothing on the back to say there's any sex scenes in it. It was just on like the bestsellers in the shop in Tesco's, so easily like a young girl could pick this up and her mum might be like, oh, it's got a really cute cover, it's like a little romance, okay, you can read it, that's fine, because you watch like rom-coms, because that's what I thought it was going to be, a rom-com book, which isn't normally my genre, and erotica isn't my genre at all. But you know, I thought, oh, but I love the cover, maybe I'll try a little romance. I didn't know it was going to be really vulgar. And I just think, why didn't they just say it's a steamy read? It doesn't say anything. He's just a local farmer. Dream Harbour is this lovely little town. Like, give us a warning. But with this, it's got such an innocent, cutesy cup. I want my money back. I'm sorry, but we don't need to be subjected to this. I'm like, I've turned into, we're in Victorian era. I'm like, get this away from me, burn it. It's very graphic. Let me just say that. I can't even read you out a part of this because I don't want on the internet me saying those words out loud. Like, it's really gross, vulgar. There's no lighting candles. There's no putting on music. Let me say that. There is no setting the scene for a romantic night. It's very, whoa. It reads like someone, and I'm not having a go at the author or anything like that because a lot of books read like this, but someone who's been kind of saturated in porn, and so they look at porn films and they think that's what kind of romance is. A man grabbing a woman and destroying her with his kiss and all that kind of thing, and every time it's the same. So it's not like, oh, maybe it's a bit of passion at first, okay, and then it's getting more into romantic. I don't see their romantic connection at all. At the end, Logan's in therapy dealing with his issues of like past abandonment, and the whole thing was just like, I think he needs to be in therapy for more than that. I think the way they are together, there's therapy, couples therapy is needed. But it's so annoying because the first 100 pages up until then, I really liked it, and there was a whole passage about her saying, I thought I'd grown up, I got what I was suspected to do, I got great, grades at college, I did everything I was supposed to, and I got this dream job and I thought I'd be happy. This is what I was told to do and I did it, and I realised how miserable it made me. And now actually I want what many people might like look down upon or call a simpler life by running a cafe. I have my own I run a shop, so like I'm not looking down on that. I've always worked as a shop assistant. I've never had a career. I've never worked as anything else. But some people are a bit, snobby about things. And I thought that it was just beautiful, how it was talking about how this gorgeous town and these people that care about you and this community, and that's really what a lot of us humans want. We don't want these high-flying jobs. We want community and people who actually care and are going to look after us, and we can build that with each other. I know that's what annoys me the most. So I liked the first 100 pages. And then it went full mad. Just a little warning, just for publishers, don't put such a cute cover, because people are going to read this and not realise what it is and then rant about it, because you're not telling us what it is. If you'd put the word steamy, sorry I got a cough, but if you put the word spicy, that's like the internet term for erotic novel, something that would indicate that their passion and lust for love. So many words you could have used that would imply that it's going to take that turn. And I wouldn't have picked it up because it's not my genre, and that would have been it. Oh my God, can we please talk about Norman? So Norman worked for her in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and before that he worked for her aunt in the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, and she thinks Norman kind of like wanted a relationship with her aunt, and then someone's messing with her and someone breaks her window and is trying to run her out of town and frighten her at night by doing something in the back alley where the shop is, and it's Norman's doing it. He thought her aunt was going to leave him the cafe, and so he's bitter about it, so he decided to hire someone to basically run her out of the town and frighten her. He's like, sorry, it got too far, and she thought someone was going to break in and murder her. And then her aunt at the end, her and Norman have a conversation. Her aunt's confronting Norman saying like, you worked for me for so many years, why would you do this to my niece? And then he's like, I've always loved you. And she's like, well, I've always loved you too. And they end up together. He was terrorising your niece. He was like, what? He was trying to get her out of town. He was trying to frighten her. At the end, if you're going to say Logan's in therapy, get the aunt in therapy. Why are you dating a man who has terrorised your niece? So, I'm going to end this video here before I rant for a million years. Such a gorgeous cover, very cute. I was going to keep it for the cover. I was talking to someone on Instagram about this, and she also had the same feelings about me about the book, and she was like, but I'm going to keep it for the cover. I don't know, because sometimes family members come round and they like take books off my shelf and say, oh, can I read this? And I'll be like, it's just straight porn, because then they'll think I'm reading straight porn. So I probably will be most definitely unhauling this book. So that's the end of the video. I'm going to end it here. I hope you have enjoyed this video. I've been on like a book reading like binge basically, and so I have loads of books to review and reading vlogs and stuff on the channel. I'm so glad that I've got back into reading, because when I was pregnant I really just couldn't read anything. I don't know what it was, and then now I'm like reading like a beast. So I'm gonna end this video here, and I will see you again very soon for another video. Fell through the ground.